You think it is just a shadow, a forgotten speck of dust resting harmlessly in the darkened corner beneath your heavy wooden bed. You are entirely wrong. It is not waiting. It is actively measuring. It is calculating. It is listening to the exact, rhythmic beat, the profound cadence of your breathing. 1, 2, 3. It is plotting the seismic waves of your chest rising and falling. You believe you are the absolute master of this room, the giant who dictates the rules of the house. But from the reverse perspective, you are simply a massive, highly predictable biological entity moving through its carefully constructed universe. It has been observing you, watching your clumsy, heavy movements with an ancient, deeply embedded patience, analyzing the erratic nature of your complex, daily routines. And while you sleep, completely vulnerable to the dark, it sits in perfect stillness, a silent guardian and a relentless surveyor of your shared, quiet environment. Science refers to this remarkable capability as vibrational seismology mapping and advanced spatial memory retention. But to the common house spider, the unseen architect residing beneath your mattress, it is simply the reading of your biological clock. Those 8 tiny microscopic eyes are not designed to see the world exactly as you do. They do not care about the color of your blankets or the aesthetic of your modern furniture. They are constructed to specifically detect movement, contrast, and shifts in light so subtle that human technology struggles to replicate them. But the true, undeniable miracle is not found in the eyes. It is in the legs. Along the surface of those fragile-looking limbs are thousands of microscopic sensory hairs, intricately known to entomologists as trichobothria. These hairs are so unfathomably sensitive that they can detect the shift of a single, isolated air molecule disturbed by your gentle exhalation.
Acoustic energy of your heartbeat resonating powerfully through the dense mattress springs. When you walk into your bedroom at night,
Heavy and burdened from the profound exhaustion of the day, you think you are entirely alone. But you have just unknowingly walked into a highly sophisticated surveillance grid, a masterclass in tension, space, and relative time. For the past 21 days, this tiny, 8-legged philosopher has been compiling a deeply complex, incredibly accurate profile of your existence. It knows with absolute certainty that you enter the room precisely at 11 o'clock. It feels the heavy, thudding vibrations of your chaotic footsteps, transmitted through the dense wooden floorboards, traveling swiftly up the solid legs of the bed and resonating along the invisible, silken tripwires it has mathematically strung flawlessly between the bedpost and the baseboard. It has thoroughly learned your exact body weight. It has memorized the asymmetrical, unique rhythm of your daily gait. It knows when you are restless, and it knows the exact and fleeting moment your brain waves slow down, signaling that you have entered the deepest phases of REM sleep. It arguably knows you far better than you know yourself. Consider the magnificent silk itself. You see it merely as a nuisance away on cleaning day. But you are looking at one of the most miraculous, structurally complex materials in the known universe. By relative weight, this dragline silk is significantly stronger than industrial steel, yet it possesses a dynamic elasticity that completely defies standard Newtonian physics. It is not merely just a passive trap for unfortunate prey. For the spider, the web is a literal, tangible extension of its central nervous system. It is a physical, beautifully engineered manifestation of its mind, spilled out and carefully woven into the 3-dimensional space of your bedroom. When a vibration hits a delicate strand, the spider does not just simply feel it. It rapidly processes the exact frequency, amplitude, and exact origin of the disturbance in mere milliseconds. It instantly knows the difference between a moth struggling at 30 hertz, a gentle draft of wind from the air conditioner at 5 hertz, and the specific, incredibly low-frequency rumble of you shifting your heavy body weight in the middle of the night. The web is essentially a living ear, endlessly listening to the dark. Through this incredible sensory apparatus, the spider experiences a phenomenon that we can only adequately describe as the manipulation of time. Human beings naturally experience time linearly, rushing blindly and chaotically from one fleeting moment to the next. But for the spider, time is purely spatial. It is intricately mapped out on the radial threads of its silken web. When it sits at the absolute center, the true hub of its universe, it enters a state of profound physiological suspension. Its heart rate drops significantly, Its metabolism slows to an almost undetectable, remarkable crawl. It can easily survive for months without a single meal, essentially pausing its own biological clock while it patiently waits for the precise, mathematically calculated moment to strike. It watches your fast-paced, chaotic human life from a completely foreign dimension of absolute stillness. To the spider, your frantic morning routines, your rushing to quickly get dressed, your heavy, panicked footsteps on the floor, they all look like the chaotic flailing of a creature entirely disconnected from the natural, soothing rhythm of the earth. It deeply observes your daily stress with ancient, quiet patience. But the most chilling, and perhaps the absolute most beautiful realization, gently happens in the dead of night. It is precisely 3 a.m. The house is completely silent. You are completely paralyzed in the tight grip of a dream. The spider lowers itself gracefully from the bed frame on a single, totally invisible thread of suspended, hovering just inches above your peacefully sleeping face. It is absolutely not there to aggressively bite you. It is deeply not there to intentionally harm you. It is quietly conducting a final, incredibly intimate assessment. It softly feels the warm, moist air of your steady breath washing softly over its sensitive trichobothria. It mathematically measures the steady, rhythmic drumming of your calm pulse. In this profoundly quiet, sacred moment, the designated roles of predator and prey, of massive giant and tiny insect, completely dissolve. The spider realizes that this massive, naturally destructive creature is, for this brief, magical window of time, completely at absolute peace. It categorizes you definitively not as an immediate threat, but rather as a highly stable feature of its landscape. You are a living, gently breathing mountain that effectively provides warmth and crucial shelter in a cold, unforgiving world. It has completely processed your existence perfectly, and then, without a sound, it slowly and carefully retreats. It climbs methodically back up its silken lifeline, smoothly returning to its shadowy, safe domain. When you finally wake up the next glorious morning, entirely oblivious to the incredible nocturnal investigation that just quietly took place, you might finally notice it sitting in the corner. You might instinctively reach for a heavy shoe. You might angrily reach for a rolled-up magazine to crush it. But before you violently strike, please pause for just a vital fraction of a second. Look very closely at how it calmly holds its tiny body.
It absolutely does not scurry away in immediate, expected terror. It stays perfectly, astonishingly still.
Ignorance. This is a profound, beautifully natural biological trust. It is a genuine peace treaty signed in the complex language of microvibrations and elegant spatial geometry. It has patiently spent weeks actively learning your habits, adapting quietly to your heavy.
If you earnestly want to continue respectfully deciphering these incredibly hidden, fascinating languages of the wild,